I've always, bro, come on here, told you the truth about me. I grew up very tough, disadvantaged, in a horrible environment. I grew up in the ghetto, right? And my whole life was struggle. I mean, you boys know my story. I've said it to you 100 times. But my whole life, man, I grew up poor, right? My father literally left. My brothers got themselves in a world of just lived a whole different lifestyle. And then me, myself, 16 years old, I started to abuse drugs and live that whole kind of ghetto life because, I mean, that's where I was from. So all my friends, what I knew, I lived a life, right? And what happened to me changed my life forever around the age of 17, right? So, bro, this is like 9 years for me now, right? Because I'm 26. I got myself into some questionable things, right? Hanging out with some questionable people. And obviously, I couldn't tell my brothers about this. And I couldn't tell my mom. And it was just like me and my friends trying to figure out this situation. And I had to go speak to some questionable people, right? I did. And what happened is I was like genuinely very nervous. Like I was nervous. I was scared. I was scared. And like these guys weren't even that bad, right? But like, me, 17 years old, I just want to party and do drugs and like all that. I was scared. And what happened is, right, I was with my friends, and my friends, like, they were about it, but they kind of, well, they weren't about it, to be honest. And what happened is, right, I went into this situation. As I was walking into it, I had to flip the switch because I knew if I mess this up and if me and my friends, we didn't handle this situation accordingly, it would be, game over. We'd, just be all this beef and drama. Didn't need that, but I just wanted to go out and try to get with girls, like literally. So what happened is I literally, boom, just flipped the switch in myself and said, okay, I have to handle this situation this way. I need to be this way. It's like something just came over me. I might have been in like this fight or flight response. And I walked into this situation and it all got dealt with, right? It was all sweet. It was all good. And that was all fake. All the confidence, how I spoke, everything was just, it exuded from me, but it wasn't genuine. It just came out of me. And this is where I started to realize fake it till you make it can be leveraged for men like you, like me, to truly be better. But look, I'm not going to come here and say that I've always stood by fake it till you make it. I've actually been someone that generally hates the term. I don't like it because I've seen so many young guys take it for what it's not. Right? Let me act as though I'm someone that's about it, right? Cool, all like confident, all this, right? But then they don't do anything to generally spark growth or self-improvement in them. They act like they're cool and they're about it and they're gonna, make millions and this and that. But then when you see their actions behind the scenes, they're just frauds. They're faking it. And I hate that. Because I want you to understand, faking it till you make it is truly something that will spark growth and self-improvement in you if you're about it. But if you're not about it, you can just spot it on a person. You look at them and think, what are you doing? Like, I hate it. I hate genuine people that like think fake it till you make it's a cool thing. No, you got to leverage it. And this is what I'm going to teach you, bro. We're going to speak about like some professor type stuff. And then I'm going to teach you how you can actually use this for your real life. And then I'm just going to sum it up because it's really easy to sum up, right? See, there's these two things I want you to understand. And this is very, very, very important. It is something called the self-perception theory, right? I'm not sure if you ever heard about this, but think of me as your lecturer now, your teacher, and understand this, bro, right? Self-perception theory. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit, right? Before we get into this. All of us, we walk through lives not confident, we have no self-esteem, we don't feel good, we don't believe in ourselves, and that's because of something called cognitive, right? Dissonance. Oh, look at me, bro. I'm a real psychologist, right? Cognitive dissonance. And what I want you to understand, what cognitive dissonance is, or what dissonance is, it's a mix match. And what that means is, right, let's say you have a public speaking event. Maybe you're in front of your class or you're in front of some people and you feel as though, you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. But then when you go and you're actually in the moment and you're performing your speech, you stutter, you stumble, you mess up, pee your pants a little bit. What's going to happen is, well, you thought that you were here. You're confident, you killed it, right? But then your actions were completely different. That creates this dissonance, which slowly starts to really deteriorate you as a young man in how you feel about yourself. So what it means is, right, You thought that you were this, but you're actually down here, and that brings you down here, and it causes you to just feel horrible about yourself, which is something that's happening amongst so many young men. Probably you, bro. You think that you're here, but then your actions don't necessarily even align with it, and then you're in this downward spiral of hating yourself. But I can tell you how to fix that. And you're going to fix it by this, right? Self-perception theory. Simply put, this is exactly what it is. Do your behaviors and your actions revolve around actually being someone that's making progress? So understand this. Is your actions and behaviors, right? Just go behaviors. I'm going to say this. Are they about it? That's it. Understand this, right? Are your actions and your behaviors about it? Because if you're living a life, right, and you're a man of your word, you're sticking true to what you know that you should be doing. You're just doing everything that you know to level yourself up, even though you don't 100% feel as though you're the man right now. If your actions and your behaviors are that of a winner, pretty much, then you're slowly going to start building up this genuinely real confidence in you. You will. And you will start to feel as though it's genuinely real. Your actions, your behaviors must match it though. So really understand this. Because if you're thinking, you're confident, right? But then everything in your life behind the scenes is just you're a bum. You know what? You know what you're actually doing, and your brain will tell you that you're a bum. But if you're actually putting in the work, you're showing up day after day, your brain slowly over time will think, boom, I'm about it, I'm a winner, I'm a man. Literally. So this is a very important thing, bro. Understand that everything that you do is going to be a representation of how you feel about yourself. And that's a very, very, very important thing. The second thing I want to tell you, if I can rub this board out, right, is it's a feedback loop. And this is very, very, very important, right? What I want you to understand, and this is cool. This is where like that faking it till you make it stuff like genuinely really kind of kicks in. So understand this. Our bodies literally have a feedback system, right? So let's say you're walking around, hunched over, checking your phone, looking like an idiot, just like you're not smiling, you look like a bum, you dress like a bum, right? Everything. Your body, your mind, will get this sense of like, whoa, okay, look at how I'm walking, look at how I'm dressed, look at how I speak, look at what I'm watching, look at what I'm listening to, and tell you that you're a loser. Literally, right? Like, why do you think when you see like these rappers and like all those type of like hip hop type guys, right? They all dress in fake, like not fake. Well, probably most of it's all fake, but like those gold watches and the gold, chains and hats and this and that, acting as though they're about it, but you know that they're not. But they're trying to get exactly this, that feedback loop. Well, if I dress with a gold chain and I look all cool and this and that, I'll feel like a G, right? Well, that's what's going to actually happen if you do it correctly. See, if you start looking at what you do every single day, right? Like I said, your behaviors and your actions, but then you also start to take conscious awareness of like you. Look at how your body is. Look at how you speak. Look at your body language. Look at what you're wearing, right? And it doesn't have to be this over like, just too loud type of statement of like, look at me, look at me. But if you're generally about it, look at your body, right? Your whole identity of what you do, how you speak, how you look, your body language, your everything, right, will truly give you some sense of like, whoa, okay, yeah, I'm about it or I'm not about it. I'm confident or I'm weak. Like literally. So understand that everything that you do, right, if you don't feel confident, if you don't feel like you're the man right now, start acting as though that you are the man. This will truly help you in ways that nothing else ever can. All right, so let's say that you're feeling very self-conscious. Well, start walking around with better posture. Start talking as though that you are confident. Even if inside you're having a panic attack and you're scared, right? Start walking around and exude to the world and the people around you that you're about it. And slowly, if you do this after a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, it will tell your psyche, and eventually, right, because your actions and your behaviors is all aligning to actually being a man that's about it and confident, you'll feel about it. So really understand that. Everything comes from what you do, what you say, how you act, what you wear. Everything tells your psyche, right? Everything. And that's why so many young guys, right, that do this fake it till you make it are actually broken on the inside, because they put out to the world that there's someone, but then behind the scenes they're not doing anything about it. You got to understand that behind the scenes you have to be living the life that is truly truly being of a man that wants to spark growth, be a man that's about it, has everything that he wants. So with this, bro, let me give you some examples, right? Because look, I was going to leave this to last, but I'm going to put this now so that you understand this. And this is very important, right? I like to say this. You're never going to be disadvantaged, right? If you walk around as you're the best version of yourself, right? So I want you to really start right now. Let's say you're at this bottom spectrum here, right? Let's say you're here and you want to get here, right? Look, I said this to you before, and I said this, and I'm always going to continue saying this. We all think it's a gradual type of like progress, but success, becoming the men that we want, is always going to look like this, right? You're going to go here, blah, 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 and until eventually one day you get here. But what I want you to understand, right? If you truly want to get here, and this is just a new version of you, right? You got to understand that, okay, if you start walking around as you're the man, right? So your mindset is that of a winner, right? So you're walking around, I can do this, I can overcome this. If I want that girl, I can have her. If I want that job, I can do it. If I want to blow up my business, I can do it. Whatever I set my mind to, I will do. I can push that weight, I can do anything, right? Even if your life right now, you're down here, you will never be disadvantaged if you tell yourself that you can do anything that you set your mind to, right? So if you start saying to yourself, you will win, you're going to more than likely start to win. Look, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have things that, give you some level of adversity, and you're going to think, is this really, what I want to do, or something, right? Something's going to happen. But if you keep on showing up every single day with the intention that you're going to win at whatever it is that's in front of you, eventually you will. But ultimately, if you go into that same situation, right, as you're going to lose, I don't know if I can do this. She's going to think I'm ugly. I'm going to fail this business. You're going to fail. You're literally going to fail. Understand that, right? Your mindset says everything. So literally, I walk around as I'm the man. You can look at me and you can say whatever you want to say about me. But every situation that I go into, whatever it is, I'm the man. And I can tell you my life is tenfolded because I've walked into every situation like that. And it will be the exact same thing for you. So really understand your mindset is everything, bro. But your mindset is only ever going to be backed up by your actions as well. If you say you're a winner, but then behind the scenes that you're just doing nothing, you're a bum, this is not going to work for you. This whole video is going to be a massive waste of time for you because everything still stems from behind the scenes, right? So understand that. Now, here's some cool examples, bro, that I wanted to give you, right? Let's say, okay, cool, right? Let's say you're at the gym. This is just an example, right? Maybe you're new to the gym. Maybe you've been going to the gym for a long time. But let's say before, right? Before, most guys will just feel genuinely nervous, right? You're kind of scared. And you're scared to work out in front of people. You're scared that you might mess up. You're scared of, the pretty girls looking at you and you're thinking that you're like skinny or ugly, right? You're thinking something, right? Well, if you start changing up your frame, right? And you start like walking around with this fake it till you make it type mindset. Okay, well, I want to look good. I want to look like, I want to look like a trainer. I've been training for a while. Well, then what you got to do is walk into the gym as you've been there for like, let's say 5 years, right? So this is cool. What I want you to understand is you can start literally changing and flipping the switch. Before, most guys, even if you're new to the gym, would walk into the gym thinking, I'm a newbie, I'm this and that, right? But hey, if you start going to the gym, and let's say you're still quite new, but you go in there and you've watched a few YouTube videos, you've understood the fundamentals of like the bench press and what speed your sets should be or your form should be, whatever. You can start framing yourself as an athlete. And when you start framing yourself as, well, no, I know what I'm doing, you're going to feel so much better. So walk into situations, right, as though that you know what you're already doing. Of course, you need to back it up, but understand that your frame of mind will tell you everything about how you feel. So if you walk into the gym and you're nervous, scared, well, you're going to feel that, and you're going to think everyone's looking at you, thinking you're a weirdo. But you walk into the gym thinking that you're an athlete because you've watched a few YouTube videos, you're going to just feel so much more better. Of course, you're still not going to know much, but your frame of mind will really start to boost you up so that you eventually, and a lot more quicker, will know exactly what you're doing. It's how it works. Think about this, right? Let's say you got a job interview. Now, this is a big thing, right? A lot of young guys watching this, you might be my age, 26, 25, or you might be younger. Let's say you got a job or you might not have had a job. This is just an example. What I want you to understand, most young guys, right, before faking it till you make it, what do? You walk in to a job interview, you got your future boss looking at you. And you walk in there, like looking real scared, shaky, you know, can't control yourself, looking like a real, like, why would anyone want to hire you, right? Like, I mean, I did that for my first job too. I still got it because I faked it till I made it, right? Like, literally. But what I want you to understand is, so look, let's just say again, it all kind of stems back to you're nervous or you're scared or like, you know, you don't believe in yourself. But then afterwards, right? Let's say, again, maybe you watched a video or two on like how to hold your body language, how to speak, you know, what you should kind of say, whatever. If you walk into your job interview and you enter with a firm handshake, a smile, you look clean and presentable, right? This is your first job interview, right? First ever job interview, but you walk in there as though that you're the man and that you'd be an asset to the company. Boom. That's what's going to elude off you to your future boss, and they're going to think, well, look at this guy, he's a young man, he's about it, look, I should definitely hire him. But you walk in the other way around, right, and you go, oh, you're nervous, you didn't dress for success, you look horrible, right, like you know, like nothing about you, walk in, oh, hi boss, like whatever, you walk in doing that, it's like, no, fake it till you make it, but back it up through, again, yourself, what you do, everything. So same thing, right? Walk into the job interview scared, nervous, you're not going to get the job. See you later. They're going to give it to another guy your age, probably still looks like you, but he walked in there as though he's the man. Firm handshake, smiled, was dressed to the nines, came in with, you know, his resume, even though there's nothing on his resume, came in with it, you know, was really acting confident, tell the boss like all these things, like, you know, he wants to move up the company, this and that, whatever. He's the one that wins. And this really goes for any situation, bro, in life, right? Say you got a social event, say you're going on a date, right? You could go on a date and be completely nervous, right? And like I get it, bro. I'm a young man myself. You go on a date, you're going to be some level of nervous, but fake it. Walk in there, you had a whole bunch of girlfriends, you know, you're the man, you're this playboy, whatever. Fake it. And you're going to feel so much better. Right? But you walk into this date nervous, scared, you know, handshaking, similar to the job interview, this guy's going to take one look at you and think, well, who's this? I'm not trying to, I thought I was going on a date with a guy, not a girl. Understand that, bro, that everything you can do in your life to really level you up can be altered through just pretending that you're this best version of yourself, even though you're not. Right? You got that dating example there. What about when you're in a networking event? You're out with your friends, or you're at an event, right? And you're meeting new people. You're sitting in the corner on your phone, scrolling. No one's gonna come talk to you. No one's gonna talk to you, right? They're sitting there scared, like no open body language tucked in. But you change it, you flip the switch, even though you might still feel kind of nervous, kind of scared, like, you know, it's just creeping up your social anxiety, whatever. You understand that, whoa, okay, I'm in a room, new people, what should I do? Well, you obviously have a nice, good body language, right? Open body language as well, smile on your face, you know, look people directly in the eye, just speak to them, and then ask open-ended questions about them, and you'll become the man of the hour in that event. So everything can be changed by just flipping the switch. So understand this, bro. There are a lot of young men right now that fake it, but you look at them and they're not generally trying to self-improve. But if you're generally a young man, and like I said, you're down here and you want to get to here, you can leverage faking it till you make it by simply, what would your best self do? Right? Pretend, because we've all got this best version of ourselves. We'll start living your life in accordance of him, but back it up through your actions behind the scenes. Because otherwise you'll always just be a fraud. You'll always be this faker. And that right there, bro, is the one worst thing that you could ever be. Is someone that acts as though he's about it, but you're not. Because this sniffs out. People see it on you from a mile away. And I hate people like that. And you're not one of those people, bro. So you can leverage faking it till you make it. What would your higher self do? Use it correctly, and over time, right, you go into any situation, anything at all, bro, with the mindset of, I can do this, I'm the man, and you start acting as though that you are through your actions, through your behaviors, how you dress, your body language, how you speak, what you say, everything, you'll be the man. I promise you, you will, bro. Love you, brother.